Welcome to the Loveless Network, everybody. I'm George Dubec, and I have Joanne.
Joanne Coffey.
And we are the host and hostess of the new reality TV show called Loveless. And also, we're going to talk about today the Loveless concept, which is what the whole TV show is based on. And this is a revolutionary, brand new, disruptive strategy and techniques for single people to use when they're out there in the singles world, single and searching. And we're hoping that they will utilize our techniques.
Yes.
And they will find what?
Love.
And a mate that
relates.
That's right. So we're looking to help people find that ideal, most compatible prospect in order to develop a relationship of whatever kind they want. Now, it doesn't matter if you're looking for a mate, if you're looking for a long-term marriage, you're looking to live together, a partner, even a business partner, you can use these techniques, right?
Or a friend with benefits, you can use this. It's just really pretty much aligning yourself with someone who thinks like you. We're not trying to teach old dogs new tricks.
Right. So the whole idea with our concept, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, is referral matchmaking. Okay?
Absolutely.
Using your network of family, friends, associates, neighbors, whatever. Use all of these people in your network to help you not only find a mate, but also they can help you get referrals for business.
Absolutely.
So I've written many, many books, actually probably over 6 books and workbooks on this concept of business and social networking. And what we're going to focus on mainly today is social networking, which is helping you find a mate that relates. In fact, I do have a book called A Personal Introduction Handbook for Singles. And this has the whole concept in here of what we're going to talk about today. So I'm also an author and I'm a public speaker. And just to share a little bit of background why I can actually help people with this concept is the fact that this was back in 1985 to 1992. My wife and I ran the largest singles network in South Florida. It was called the Find a Mate Singles Network. Okay, we had 10,000 people in our database. We used to do singles cruises called the Love Boat. Joanne, we used to take people out on a cruise, 1,100 single people, and would take them out in the ocean, and we would play singles games and would have fun, and they'd do matchmaking, and they'd have dinners, and it was great. And we also did dances. We had dance parties. We had social events. And we also had educational programs at all the local colleges on teaching people how to find a mate. Now, that's something that's so important in today's world, is to figure out how do we teach the younger kids to find a compatible mate. It's not available to in our school system right now.
Well, I think it's not necessarily younger kids. I think it's just everybody. We're teaching people how to actually align themselves with people who think just like they do. So as you get to know yourself, right, and you know your love language, how do you give and receive love? Like when I ask people that, George, it's like most people are like, what? I'm like, yeah. Do you know yourself? And they're like, of course I know myself. I'm like, really? Well, so tell me, what's your love language? And they're like, I don't know.
That's right. Well, just to give Joanne a little background, tell them all the research you've done on compatibility tests and self-image profiles.
So, well, I personally have been doing this over the last 2 years. I've interviewed over 2,500 men looking for my life partner.
Wow, you wore me out on that one, 2,500 men.
So, and they all took the test, all 5 tests, and now we've actually even added a 6th test in here.
Now wait a minute. Now that brings up a key component. 2,500 men you've interviewed. So folks, you have to understand that there's less than 1% of the opposite sex that is an ideal compatible partner for each and every one of us, no matter what age, what sex. So think about that. This young lady, look at her. She's gorgeous, has interviewed 2,500 men. Now, out of that 2,500, how many would you say come kind of close to what you would call somebody that's compatible?
3. And
wow, see? That's amazing. So think about if that's her percentages, what about yours? You have to really, really take this whole thing serious and learn how to do this right, because this is a business, right?
Exactly. But I think a lot of it, the reason I say 3 is because it was such a new concept. And so people only know what they're taught. And so this concept now, as I'm working people through it, because it relates to business as well as it relates to personal. And as I'm being able to walk people through it and the more familiar we become, I think that it's so revolutionary, because with this, we'll be able to teach people, and then their thoughts will start aligning more, and then we'll see that we'll be able to find more of a compatibility.
Exactly. And not only teach you, we're going to train you how to do this, okay? Because education without implementation is worthless. So you have to learn these strategies, techniques, and everybody can become, or basically not become, but take control of your single life. That's what we're trying to get across. Don't leave it up to chance, luck, or fate. What are the odds, if you're trying to find less than 1% of the opposite sex, what are your odds of finding somebody based on chance, luck, or fate?
It's just not going to happen. So it's the law of numbers. So when everyone's sitting here asking me what have I been doing for the past 2.5 years, I'm like, I've been doing personal development. I'm focusing on creating myself to be the partner that I would desire to be. So that's where it starts with personal development, creating who you want to attract to yourself. So would you date you?
That's a good question. Actually, some people do find somebody that's ideal for them, but then the next question is, are you ideal for that person? So if there's less than 1% of the opposite sex ideal for you, once you find those people, then what about you? Do you fit their criteria? Are you ideal for them? So then that makes the percentage go down even less.
Well, that's where the whole aspect of all the tests come into play, because now, when you come on our show, before you even get to see if you're compatible with chemistry, you're already going to know that you align on 6 major basic points. So we're taking finances into consideration. We're taking sexual preference into consideration. We're taking emotions, love, all of it, and taking even the spiritual aspect of things. So when you talk about compatibility, George, on that kind of level, it's a game changer.
Right. So again, we've done extensive research to help you with all these different tools and things that we have that is going to allow you, again, to take control of your single life. Now, just to continue a little bit about my background, back in the day, I was on the Sally Jesse Raphael show. Do you remember that
Yes,
show?
yes.
Phil Donahue, Faith Daniels. I was on the major networks. I did a national infomercial with my Find a Mate program. It was a 6-cassette course with a workbook. So I do have the expertise, the background, and I have interviewed, I don't know, thousands and thousands of single people over the years of all ages. I've done extensive interviewing, and I have tremendous background in research. Plus, to let everybody know, Joanne, I found my mate using the referral matchmaking system. Okay, I've been married 43 years, and my wife and I are very, very compatible. We have a beautiful daughter, and I have a new granddaughter. But what happened? This was, now listen, Joanne, 1979. Can you imagine me in a
I was 1 year old.
Oh my God. Anyway, while you were 1 year old, okay, just cutting your teeth, I had a 3-piece white suit, black shirt, gold chains. I even had a bigger mop of hair, okay? And I had 2-inch platform shoes. I had a Smokey and the Bandit Firebird. Okay, was I a catch at the time?
Absolutely, okay. I bet.
All right. Anyway, I didn't have a problem getting dates. That was not the problem. I had a lot of females that I was dating and seeing and attracted to. But the thing was, because men are visual, most of the women I was dating, it was all based on visual attraction. I'd meet them at a nightclub or a disco. I'd ask them out, and I kept really dating these beautiful women. They were beautiful. But I never really connected with anybody that was worthwhile. So I said, how am I going to do this? So what I did is I made a list of all the important things that I wanted in the opposite sex. I made copies, and I gave it to my 10 best male friends, who were all single. And what were they doing? They were out meeting young ladies.
For themselves.
But now I gave them something else to do while they were out there. I gave them my list. So now I planted a seed in their head, like what I'm looking for. So what invariably happened is 3 months later, my best friend Paul calls me up. He goes, you got to meet this girl. Well, I met this girl, and that girl is my now wife of 43 years, Kathy. She's fantastic. We get along famously. Our compatibility factor. The only thing we didn't do, though, Joanne, is at that time we didn't have these compatibility factors. But we have recently taken the test, and we do match up really, really close. So we kind of hit the jackpot at that point in time. So we're going to teach you how to do referral matchmaking. That's what I did. I actually did it, and it works. And I'm going to teach you how to do it. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on dating services. You don't have to, what about online dating? Everybody goes, forget about it. They got hackers, predators, weirdos, liars, right?
Liars, for sure.
That's one of, we're going to talk a little bit later about Joanne's love list, but her number one deal breaker is a liar, right?
Yes, absolutely. If you cannot be transparent, then you have nothing.
Right.
A foundation built on sand will not withstand.
Okay, there you go. She has these little catchphrases. But anyway, we're going to get into Joanne's love list in a little bit. But the referral matchmaking program is what we're going to teach everybody how to do. And what I want to mention is that we have a reality TV show in the works right now where we're going to actually do this with all of our contestants and candidates. And this is how it works. Okay, Joanne's going to be the hostess. I'm going to be the host. And we're going to have people on selected that are really good, high-quality people looking for a mate. They're going to come on the show, and we're going to interview them. We're going to give them compatibility factors. We're going to give them the love list checklist. They're going to have to fill it out. And then they'll have their profile. They'll have all the information, and we'll put it up on a website. Now, anybody that's watching the show, Joanne, can write in and ask to meet this person, okay? Because now they have all their information. So then what we'll do is we'll select the best candidate or candidates out of all of those people that are applying, and they'll become prospects that we'll invite to come into the show, fly in, and then we're going to have our candidate interview all of those prospects. How cool is that?
And you'll already know that you align because in order to come on the show, you would already align with that candidate's thought process as well as far as their love language, their attachment style, their personality, even their genius type. So you would already be compatible.
Right. And Joanne and I are going to be the intermediaries to kind of help everybody move it along. But anyway, so once the candidate interviews these prospects who are at least within reason compatible, right? Mm-hmm. We've selected. That person is going to choose one out of those prospects, might be 3, 4, 5. And the idea is to interview those prospects. And that's the next thing we have in our Loveless networking program. And that is called the interview. Okay, here's our interview, Joanne. We have, how many questions do we have here? We have we have 40 pertinent questions that we're going to give to our candidate to review and select the best ones to ask the prospects. Now let's talk about some of these questions. Now these are powerful questions that even you folks out there need to get our love list interview so that when you meet people, you can do the same thing. And that's what I did. When I met my wife my now wife at the time, after I found out the physical characteristics all matched up, then I did my 20-question interview at that time. And she answered all my questions to my satisfaction, and that was fantastic. Now, here's our interview list. What are some of the questions you like, Joanne?
I love the one that it says, what is your relationship like with your mother and your father?
Oh, man, that is powerful. If you don't get along with your mom and dad, the closest people in your life, how are you going to get along with some stranger you meet? I mean, yeah, you fall in love, but that person's always still a stranger. They're not your blood. They're not your family. So that's
I think a lot of it goes to do with communication, George. It's the ability to be able to communicate. And a lot of this, there's a mate for everyone, right? There's a mate who relates to every aspect of it. But being able to communicate is very profound. So I think this is where these questions will help you align with someone who understands where you're coming from.
Well, here's another one that I used to find was very important back in the day and even now. Have you seriously been involved with someone within the past year? Now, what I found out psychologically, when somebody breaks up or they have a divorce, it takes about a year
Yes.
to kind of mentally adjust. So when you meet somebody that just came from a broken up relationship or divorce, they're still very vulnerable and they're emotional. And so they might like you just to pacify them. So I would find out that they were emotionally stable before I wanted to get to know them better. So that was an important question. So,
Very important, I think.
this is one of my favorites. Describe yourself with one word. You do it.
Amazing.
Awesome. All right, there you go.
We discovered that last night when we started talking about this. He was like, to describe yourself with one word. I'm like, amazing. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm awesome.
That's right. So you can ask that question of anybody and you get their total personality because they have to come up with an answer like right away.
Exactly.
Anyway, there's a lot of other basic stuff. Do you smoke, drink, take any kind of drugs? What kind? Do you have pets? Pets are a big issue. We have religion, find out what their religious preferences are.
I loved the one that says, who should be dominant in the relationship?
Well, of course, the male should be dominant, right?
Well, again, we're catering to all. So whoever wants to be dominant in your relationship, see, this is the thing that we are creating a way for everyone to get exactly what they want, whatever that looks like.
Now, here's one that was a good one. Are you a good kisser? Now, how do you answer that one?
Oh,
right?
Absolutely. I mean, if not, why would you not practice?
Back in the day when I would ask that, sometimes I'd get a kiss,
like right then and there. Like, let me just show you better than I can tell you.
Yeah. So, again, these are like fun questions. They're serious and all that. In today's world, too, talk about differences. What about politics? I don't want to get into it, but if somebody is on one political ideal and the other person is leaning another way, oh man.
That goes back into their thought process because your politics play a major role in that as well. So what were you taught?
Yeah, and here's another good one. Do you mind if I ask you these questions?
Yes.
Now that's a qualifier because if they're uncomfortable or they don't want to answer or they feel like you're intruding, that's not a person that really is interested in you. So that's another thing that you have to consider. There's just so many different things.
Or maybe you're the same type of person who doesn't really like these questions either, and so y'all are totally compatible because you're asking these questions, but it doesn't feel good to you either. So again, we're here to align the person with their twin. I know George doesn't like it that much, but I say find your twin and win. But again, it's your mate that relates, twin that win, whatever it is, but they think just like you. And that is where the compatibility relates.
Well, yeah. I mean, you definitely have to have somebody that's on the same wavelength and all that. And, you know what I want to mention, Joanne, is there's 4 major things that are super, super important to have a long-term relationship. Short-term relationship, anything goes. It doesn't matter, okay? Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, if you hookups, that's what they call it today.
That's called dating.
Yeah,
now,
you don't have to know
meet
anything.
you, I have sex with you, and that's dating.
Yeah, I mean, a hookup you don't have to ask any questions. You just hook up, right? But anyway, okay, listen. The 4 important factors that you need to have between 2 people to have a long-term relationship is number 1 is what I call understanding. You have to be able to understand each other. Like, why does the guy like to go every Sunday with his buddies, watch football, drink beer, eat pizza, and then go to a bar afterward and have some more drinks, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, if the woman doesn't understand that that's just the guy's thing, he likes that. Or the woman, why does she like to go shopping all the time, right?
I mean,
shop till you drop. I mean, most women, what is one of their favorite things? Shopping.
Exactly.
And most guys don't understand that. And then shopping for expensive things, right?
Well, I mean, hey, we all spend money. It's all about what's important to you.
Well, listen, my wife will not take a knockoff, a Gucci purse. She wants a real Gucci purse, so.
Hey, I lost a friend over that. I lost a friend because I thought it was okay to get the knockoff, and then she didn't want to be my friend anymore. So that's a real thing, too.
So anyway, so there's all these little things that happen in life. But anyway, you have to understand the other person, okay? That's number 1. Number 2 is what we call chemistry. Now, what is chemistry? Do you ever have chemistry with somebody?
Absolutely. chemistry, you already know. It's how you feel. I mean, when you're attracted to someone without knowing anything about them or everything about them, and you're still attracted.
Well, some of the things actually is the touch of somebody. Like, for example, I remember one particular female, she used to just touch me like this, and I would get like electric shocks. Like, I'm going like, what is this? Okay, it's crazy. And then, you know the rate of speech? Like, in other words, if you and I are partners and you talk fast and I talk slow, after a while, that's going to get irritating.
Exactly.
In fact, that was my mom and dad. My dad was slow. He talked real low, and he was very conservative. And my mom was a chatterbox motor mouth, and they never got along. They had 5 kids, and they were married forever. But all he did was fight. Okay. So
see, again, back to the compatibility.
Well, back in the day when my mom and dad got married, there was no compatibility factors. They just married their high school sweetheart. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about that again. Chemistry. Okay, you have to understand the other person. You got to have some kind of chemistry, some kind of, also smell. You know that some people, just their smell will like drive you crazy?
Yeah, the pheromones.
Yeah, in fact, I can honestly say that like when my wife and I first got married, when she would leave, I would actually pick up some of her clothes and just sniff her clothes when she was gone. I loved her smell. I mean, just, so.
Enticing.
Yeah. Okay, now the third one is you have to be attracted to that person. Okay, they don't have to be Hollywood handsome or beautiful, but, they have to be appealing to you. Maybe they're tall, maybe they're husky, maybe they got big muscles, maybe they got a nice legs if they're a woman. I mean, I don't know, like look at this. Look, now how many guys would not be attracted to this beautiful golden locks, right? When Joanne stands, in fact, when I first met this young lady, I looked over across at an expo and I go, oh my God, who is that? That's Joanne. So, I mean, she's like a light bulb over here, right? When she comes around somewhere, she just like glows and lights up. But anyway, so you have to have attraction of some kind. And then the fourth one, now this is the one that is missing with most people when they're hooking up, mating, relationships, is what are your goals? You can understand the person. You can have good communication, okay? You can have great chemistry, have great sex. But if the woman wants to have 3 kids, a little house with a picket fence, and the guy wants to start a big company and he's traveling around the world, he wants an international, get involved in international trade, what's going to happen to that?
It's just not
You
gonna
have
work.
the first 3, but
you don't have all of it.
You
got to have the whole line. I guess that goes back to why, when you're talking about it, one of the gentlemen that I met, I liked him. Everything aligned on every level, except for me, I'm already 45, and I want somebody that I can spend every day with. And so this gentleman in particularly still wanted to work and wasn't going to retire until he was 70. And he has all the assets to be able to retire. So again, that was an important thing for me. That's a hard boundary. I'm not willing to be with somebody that I don't get to come home to. I mean, I don't get to be with every single day. So again, knowing what you're looking for and making sure that you're aligning yourself with things that are going to let you win.
Right, and now let's talk, since you brought that up, let's talk about you, Joanne. You're going to be one of our first candidates on the love list. So we have, now this is some information you sent to me about your profile, but let's kind of go over what you're looking for, okay? What else are you looking for?
So for me, age, I'm not really that concerned with age, but I say 35 to 65. Height 6'4". That's one of those things. Like I just can't look down on you. I'm already dominant enough. I'm trying to learn this whole submissive thing. So I just can't be submissive if I'm looking down at you. I mean, I don't know, maybe, but and then for me, financial intelligence, finance and emotional intelligence are really important. When it comes to transparency, if I can't trust you, then I can't move forward with you. So I have to be able to feel safe. Safety is a big thing for me.
Okay, well, we're going to post up Joanne's love list on our website. We're putting a website together. And also, I'm going to share with everybody our whole love list network, what's involved. Okay, number 1, we're putting together a reality TV show called Love List. We're going to have that, okay? Then we're going to have the Loveless Network, which means we're going to have profiles of all the singles on our show, plus other people that join our membership. We're going to post it up on our website, and you can join with a membership, and you can peruse all the different people in different categories to see if you're compatible, because we're going to have the compatibility factors, the bio of all these people, and their love list. So now you get a full spectrum of who this person is, plus they're going to have a little video.
Absolutely.
Like, hi, I'm George Dubec, and I'm single and searching, and I'm a cool guy. You know, whatever right, you want to say on it. But it's going to be a sort of a way that you can get the feel and the vibe of that person. So you're going to have all these things to make a good decision whether you want to meet them or not. So,
absolutely.
So we're taking and advancing everything into the modern world. Now let's talk about the digital tools that we're going to offer people. We have 2 platforms that are very, very important to use if you're single, and that is what's called the V card, and the other one is called Link Me. Now these are 2 digital, actually they're digital sites that you can create online through apps.
I wonder if we can zoom in. Can you zoom in on it? Zoom in on this is the this is my V card.
Right. It has all the different bits of information, her picture. It has a video on it. It has her bio. It has her love list profile. It has everything. So if somebody gets her V card, they get to know her within minutes if they just want to review everything that's on the V card. And then you also have the Link Me card too, which is
on my
cool.
On my love list, it just shows my telephone number and my email, and then how to apply to meet with me on mine. And then I have the Link Me, which I'll pull up as well. And on the Link Me, this is where I send everyone, because it has different tests to take for your compatibility. It shows my bio, brightness.
So folks, these are all the digital tools that everybody should be using when they're actually out there in the single scene. This is a way to refer other people, and this is a way to get information across to other people that you meet that are single. So what we're going to do with this now, okay, Joanne, here's how the referral matchmaking and our Loveless concept works. Once you create one of these, well, actually both of these singles profiles on the Link Me and the V card, then what you do is you give these to all your friends, family, neighbors, and associates, and you say, look, I want you to help me find somebody that fits my love list. Now, when they meet somebody that they find that looks like a good prospect for you, they're going to send that person your singles profile.
So the way that it kind of works is what we'll have you do is you'll sign up for the V card, and then you'll sign up for the Link Me. The Link Me will, the V card will be placed as a landing page on your Link Me. So your Link Me is an actual platform. You can put your companies on it, every social media handle that you have on it, your Cash App, your banking, any and every aspect of it. And a little insight, a little gem that we're gonna drop for the Link Me is they're going to have a site that they're about to flip on, and we're going to be able to turn on the aspect of if you're looking for someone right here, you're going to be able to turn on their location platform and find a single right here in this building. Anything you're looking for, whether you're looking for someone who's single, you're looking for swingers community, you're looking for business, all aspects of it, you'll be able to turn on that link and find it right there in the app immediately in your direct location.
Right, so referral matchmaking is all based on you filling out a love list of what you're looking for. You fill out your bio, what you're all about, okay? Then you put your contact information on. You put a nice video. You can even have a photo gallery. You can put all kind of photos. You playing tennis, you in a bathing suit. Like I'll put a picture of me in my Speedo. You think that'll attract a lot of females?
Hey, I'm sure they're already going to be coming in.
Well, anyway, I'm married, so, forget about it. But, no, you can put anything you want on there to attract the person that is looking to possibly meet you, okay? Now, don't go too far, okay? You know, we want to make sure we keep everything nice and clean. Okay?
We're at least doing PG.
Yeah, at least for now. Okay. Now,
I mean, I don't know though,
Hey,
because George does have his sex book that he wrote.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
so I mean, I was up last night asking these questions. Yeah, if you're watching this, you know who I'm talking to.
hey, by the way, okay, this is part of an extended interview process because I wrote 2 books. One's called Reality Probe, and the other one's called Sexuality Probe. And this has thousands of questions that you can ask the other person you're with, whoever it is. You're going on a long car drive, you're sitting around eating popcorn. Get the book out and just open it up. And go ahead, Joanne, pick one. Just pick a question out of the book. I'll show you how this works.
Okay, let's find one.
Yeah, let's find one.
Your neighbor who you are not attracted to makes a pass at you at a party. How should you handle this situation?
Okay. See? Now, these are questions that don't come up in normal conversation. So what you do is it's in the book. Now, also, the funny thing about it is, you know, Joanne, a lot of these questions, if you ask your partner just out of the blue, they're going to go, what are you asking me that for?
Exactly.
But if you ask it, it's in the book. I'm just asking you a question in the book. It didn't come out of me. It come out of the book.
Exactly. Here's another one. What should you do if you found out someone you're having sex with was married and they didn't tell you?
Oh, boy. See? I mean, there's all these situations, you know? And now here's one in Reality Probe, okay? All right. What are you most knowledgeable about? Now, how many times do you ask your partner that? Never.
Never.
You don't ask your partner, what are you knowledgeable about? But it's in the book, okay? This is the Bible of personality right here. Okay, let's pick another one here. Oh, what do you consider as your hobby? What are you going to do when you retire?
That's my biggest thing.
Where would you like to live? I mean, you should ask these questions to the person you're thinking about hooking up with. Not hooking up with getting together
when you're
with.
finding your mate that relates. I mean, hey, but maybe you are hooking up because we promote that too. It's whatever you want. That's what's so phenomenal. This is not a cookie cutter thing. You don't have to conform. We're here to help you win. And literally by finding your mate that relates, it doesn't mean that you're getting married. I mean, who does that?
Hey, you know, this is fun. You know, let me ask you a question. What puts you in a bad mood?
Someone lying.
Boy, that's a deal breaker. I'll tell you that. Someone lying.
I mean, just tell me the truth. I handle the truth. I can't even get mad if you're just honest with me. But don't lead me down a rabbit hole of deceit. No,
okay. Now here's a good one for you, Joanne. What is your greatest asset business-wise?
My contacts.
There you go. See? You can learn so much. Just get the book. Get the book and learn about your family. Actually, it's not even for singles. Your family, your friends.
Everybody.
Learn, your kids. Sit around with your kids and ask them this stuff.
I mean, it's very important.
That's right. It's important to learn about the other party. In fact, you know how many people that are married for years and years and years, and they perform sex, they have sex, but do they talk about it?
And they don't even know if they like what they're doing. Like,
right.
Who does that? Like, why can I not tell you how to please me?
Right.
I can.
And then here's another thing that happens to couples, okay? If they're into the sexual realm and one person brings up something new and they've been together for a while, what does the other person go? Where did you learn that?
Exactly. Who have you been with?
Right. How did you come up with that trick? Right. So, you know, it's important to constantly be updating. Oh, and that's what we talked about earlier. The compatibility factors today over time are going to do what? Change.
They change, and that's how come we'll show you how to upgrade yourself.
Right.
Literally, just like iPhone updates itself every so often. Well, now we're going to show you how to understand who you are, monetize your strengths, and then literally revamp your weaknesses and upgrade yourself.
Yeah, I mean, Joanne, this is exciting stuff. I mean, we're going to revolutionize the single scene. if you're single and searching, I mean, you got to get involved in the Loveless Network. I'm telling you. I mean, it's going to change your life. I mean, it's going to be dramatic.
Just get this book.
Yeah.
And this book will. I mean, listen, I have to say this. This was a question I asked, and the answer was pretty interesting. So everyone out there, I got to know this question. Someone you are dating decides they don't want to have sex with you anymore, but they want to continue seeing you. What is your reaction?
Whoa, man. Well, maybe at my age, it wouldn't matter.
No. Even now, I mean, at 45, even 20, I mean, what would you say? And that's kind of a double-edged sword, because I guess it would be contingent upon what if it was they were sick.
Well,
I mean, if they weren't sick, I would really want to know where they were getting their sexual satisfaction from, if it was not going to be coming from me.
So, okay, again, as you have a long-term relationship, I mean, you have to keep upgrading your information about each other and continuously making yourself better, right?
Absolutely.
Like, folks, listen, I'm almost 77 years old. Jeez, that's like I'm ancient. But look, I work out twice a day, every day, okay? I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. And I always wanted to be the best looking, the best acting, the best person. So when I met a female, she would be attracted to me. Why not?
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
why do you want to be the lesser person? That's terrible.
Why not hold yourself to the top of the line, the highest standard? Because if you don't love you and take care of you and hold yourself to the highest level of accountability, no one else will.
That's right. In fact, it's so intense. This girl is so intense. She got in my car the other night and she had a bag of carrots. I go, what is that? She does this carrot thing every day.
Juice, yes.
Juice carrots.
I'm telling you, because you got to feed your body from a cellular level.
There you go. So see, she's working on every aspect of herself to become the best person. So when she finds the right mate, everything's going to click, right?
Yes, he's going to love it. And yes, I am one of those people who love to be with you every second of every minute of every day. And I know that my mate is going to love it. He is looking for me, and I cannot wait to find you.
And he better like carrot juice, right?
Yes. Well, definitely. That's one of my questions. It's like, how do you feel about your health? You know, do you eat poison? Do you live to eat or eat to live?
There you go. So there's a lot of important things here. We don't really have enough time to get into all the details of it, but we're going to educate people. Our show is going to be edutainment, okay? We're going to have fun. We're going to have interesting people. We're going to match people up. We're going to disrupt the singles world, but we're also going to educate, and we're going to have an educational series with podcasts, right?
Yes.
YouTube videos, and we're going to write more books. And again, folks, Reality Probe, Sexuality Probe. Find out everything you wanted to know about the opposite sex, your family, your friends, your kids, everybody and everything. This is the real deal. So, all right, listen, folks, we're almost out of time. I just want to go over
Time's an illusion.
If you want to find out how to get in touch with us, let's share some of our sites that we have. All right, if you want my website, it's theultimatenetworker.com. That's me. I am the ultimate networker. I connect people, places, projects. I connect single people. I connect businesses. I help fund projects. So I've got 40 years experience doing all this stuff.
I love it.
And I do it myself. It works for me. So what works for me, I'm going to teach you how to use these principles and strategies, okay? And then what's your
for
V-card?
For me, it's the real Joanne Coffey at Gmail or at any. Actually, my V card is the real Joanne Coffey at
No. Your V card is Joanne, JOANN vcardinfo.com. Okay, that's
he put it together.
And what's your link?
And my link me is the real Joanne Coffey at LinkMe.
No. It's link.me/
the real Joanne Coffey.
Okay.
So he knows.
Coffey, Coffey. So if you want to find out about Joanne, again, Joanne, JOANN vcardinfo.com. It has all her info, her video, her profile, everything about her. So guys, if you want to apply to meet Joanne, and if you like carrot juice, this is the girl to see right here, okay?
And role play.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, we're going to keep everything PG. Just, okay, and we know it's a wacky world out there, and we're going to have fun with it, and we're going to loosen up a little bit later on, but right now we're going to get our show going. It's going to be called Love List Reality TV, and it's coming onto a distribution network soon, either streaming or broadcast TV or Comcast. I'm not sure which, but we're shooting the content right now, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. So, folks, Joanne, you have anything to share with everybody?
Nope, let's go. Find your mate that relates.
That's it. Okay, everybody. It is the Love List Network with George Dubec and Joanne Coffey. Thank you.